Command & Conquer is a franchise near and dear to my heart. Originally developed by Westwood Studios until the franchise's acquisition and subsequent mismanagement by Electronic Arts. My introduction to the franchise was playing the console port of Red Alert, a game for the PlayStation 1 called Red Alert Retaliation. I would spend hour after hour on the game, staying up way too late on school nights and getting in trouble the next day when I wouldn't wake up for school. Needless to say, those late nights playing skirmish after skirmish, mindlessly bullying AI just to keep my time occupied, gave me a real love for the real-time strategy genre that persists to this day, and that love continued as I got a computer and played Red Alert 2, Renegade, many others, and the topic of today's video, General Zero Hour.
A terrorist base destroyed by American forces while defending
Our
civilians.
victorious forces continue their liberation
against a struggling America and China reporting
in
several
today's Security
GI
Council session.
Tensions are high.
senseless American aggression once more fills the
Our
sky.
premier again denied involvement with
The military had the fragmented Global Liberation Army on the
Splinter
run.
groups vying for control.
The American response is its signature shock and awe campaign.
China is here to help our European comrades.
The United States believes that a general, codenamed Dr. Threats, is running the lethal program.
humiliating America by penetrating its own borders and raiding its weapons of mass destruction.
Further transmission may be difficult.
I quickly grew attached to Zero Hour, and soon began messing around with everything that the game had to offer, making my own custom maps, playing the campaign and challenge modes, AI skirmishes, and land battles against my brother and or my father. Fast forward to today, and looking back on the franchise I love so much has inspired me to do something that I never bothered to do, despite my countless hours on the various games of the franchise that I've played. I decided to 100% Command & Conquer General's Zero Hour. This challenge would require me to beat every campaign on hard mode, beat the entire challenge campaign on hard mode, build 20 aircraft and 50 tanks against the in-game AI, build all 3 major superweapons, win 10,000 total matches, and beat all 38 official skirmish maps against the maximum number of hard AI. I have to hold a streak of 1,000 victories and win a match in less than 10 minutes.
Although America's military had the fragmented Global Liberation Army on the run following the last conflict here, terrorist activity remains a clear and present danger. Heavily armed assailants continue their occupation of the Baikonur launch facility in Kazakhstan. The GLA has armed the missiles at Baikonur with newly designed chemical warheads. This arsenal is aimed towards Europe, and evacuations of urban centers have already begun. A previous attempt by the Chinese to retake the facility has failed. With Chinese troops battling local warlords to the east, the United States has been asked to undertake the Baikonur mission. Tensions are high. A failed counterstrike could significantly weaken America's influence and strategic interests in Europe. From Falcon Base Command Center, I'm James Seabury.
Starting off on USA Campaign Mission 1, we have Operation Global Security, which requires us to seize a nearby train station, infiltrate the nearby GLA base, and watch as the bombs drop. Mission 1 is not at all difficult, even on hard difficulty. I quickly captured the nearby oil refinery and oil derrick, built up a small attack force, and pushed northwest towards the train station, taking a detour to capture abandoned Chinese vehicles, including an Overlord, which I upgraded with a speaker tower for healing, a Dragon tank, and 3 Battlemasters. Then, I quickly wiped out the poultry defenses for the train station, garrisoning the station itself and beginning to load the trains, using primarily Paladin tanks, but also the Chinese vehicles captured earlier in the mission. Upon arrival at the missile site, I began my assault, crushing the defending buildings and units, and just like that, we have finished USA Mission 1, bringing us on to Mission 2.
Take it out, and the operation is complete.
Enemies of the free world, serving China's needs. Right here.
Adjusting gas valve.
Somebody garrison that radio station. We need air support now.
More DLA. Lock and load.
Polished and ready. Keep it clean. Humvee here. Let's go. Oh yeah. Looks like a
Unit
good run.
lost.
Shit.
Keep the tank. Got one back. Later.
Special forces here.
Come on in. Okay, everybody out.
Calling in GLA bunker location at Grid Square Beta Charlie. 6, 8, 9, 4, 4.
Polished and ready. Humvee here.
Copy
Doing
that,
what's
Delta
right.
2. Your orders are to fall
Paladin
back.
taking
Over.
the keep it clean. Yes, sir.
Echo Company, bomber inbound. You're too close. Pull
It's
back.
the right thing to do.
We need to finish destroying this base. The Moabs will be here any minute.
Hand on it.
Alpha Wing, area is clear. You may proceed.
Will do, HQ. I got him in my sights. Delivering payload. Love that first smell of Moab in the morning.
You are victorious.
Decision. Where are you going?
With the victory at Baikonur and the elimination of a GLA missile threat under their belts, American forces face the task of rebuilding a landscape ravaged by war. Aboard these ships are tons of food and medical supplies en route to a desperate population. Although relief convoys have been harassed by warlords linked to the GLA, the US no longer considers the terrorist organization a serious threat. Nonetheless, a Navy aircraft carrier is in the region to lend air support. Meanwhile, Special Forces continue their search for GLA caches rumored to include weapons of mass destruction.
In Mission 2, the objectives are to defend the docks while 10 supply trucks arrive one by one, simultaneously securing the warehouse that they will eventually travel to, and then, once they've been safely escorted to the warehouse, destroying the nearby GLA base in the mountains. The second mission of the USA campaign is not particularly difficult either, due to the availability of the US carrier and 5 battleships, which together allowed me to bomb and shell all nearby defenses of the GLA into dust, as just 2 battleship bombardments can fully destroy any garrison structure, stinger site, or tunnel network. This is exactly what I do, slowly blowing up all defenses, not only around the docks and warehouse, but as many defenses of the actual GLA base that I can safely spot and eliminate before all of the trucks can arrive. Once my construction dozer arrives, I barely acknowledge it, only building a command center and barracks since I'm primarily using the battleships and the Comanche helicopters to clear the enemy base. I use the Comanches to spot defenses for the battleships and destroy any leftover buildings and units, such as the war factories. I quickly chip away at the GLA base in the northeast, destroying it all in a matter of minutes, and then, just to flex in the AI, I captured the only barracks remaining in the northwest of the map, remaining for the victory.
Ready for action.
Comanche here. Flying low. Air cover's on the way.
The building is captured, sir.
Terrorist base, destroyed by American forces while defending civilian relief convoys, has yielded documents that provide important clues regarding the GLA's toxin program. Reports suggest that a key research facility, as well as a possible source of funding for the lethal program, have been identified. Although the US commander will not provide confirmation, our network analysts predict that if the intelligence is reliable, America will respond. This is James Seabury, reporting from Falcon Base.
Next, we have USA Mission 3, Operation Snowfall. This mission is a stealth mission, To complete it, you simply have to rescue a camp of POWs, and then cause an avalanche to destroy a lab researching GLA technologies, all without losing the American hero unit, Colonel Burton. This mission was a headache, as stealth missions in real-time strategy games are neither fun nor interesting, and even after an hour of practicing this level the night prior, I failed 2 times. On the first attempt, I failed when I got overzealous with Colonel Burton and tried to fight a massive patrol of Scorpions, Technicals, and Infantry by myself, with predictable effect. My second attempt met a similar failure when I forgot Colonel Burton at an optional side location where you can rescue a small group of infantry, and he got jumped by a radar van and several combat bikes. Finally, the successful attempt. I quickly fulfilled the side objective, rescuing the small group of infantry to have help freeing the POW camp. Then, I pushed southwest to clear the garrison structures with the Rangers flashbangs, while the missile infantry and Pathfinder play defense, holding off vehicle and infantry patrols. Then, I have those survivors go destroy the tunnel network, barracks, and Stinger site at the POW camp. With the first main objective completed, I bring everything to bear on the main camp, destroying the buildings there while also trying to be selective with what units destroy what, trying to get as many infantry to Veterancy 2 for the automatic killing that it provides, as Colonel Burton cannot hold up by himself. I then liberate the abandoned American vehicles, a handful of Paladins, microwave tanks, and a Humvee. I have the 2 microwave tanks bound northward to disable defenses while my infantry and vehicles destroy them. And finally, after about 45 minutes of attempts, I complete USA Mission 3, moving on from the most unenjoyable mission in the entire campaign.
Doing what's right. Paladin tank in the field. It's the right thing to do. What do you got? Doing what's right. Paladin tank in the field.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Keep it clean. How about a lift? This should be fun.
Alright, I'm at the mountain. Tell me when your download finishes, Lotus, and I'll bury that lab where no one will ever find it again.
I have the data.
God!
Following the assault and capture of a secret GLA lab, no doubt remains that the terrorists are engaged in toxin production. The United States believes that a general, codenamed Dr. Thrax, is running the lethal program. Little is known about this elusive extremist, who has also been charged with war crimes by the World Court. We understand there is intense pressure on American intelligence agencies to trace the funding for Dr. Thrax's research. Only by choking off the cash supplied by covert oil supplies can the US hope to cripple the threat of a terrorist army hoarding weapons of mass destruction.
In Mission 4, Operation Black Gold, there is only one objective: destroy the heavily fortified base in the north of the map while surviving constant enemy pressure. If Mission 3 was the most boring, Mission 4 was by far the hardest. The brutal waves of Scud launchers, bomb trucks, rocket buggies, and tank formations kept me on the back foot the entire time, a problem exacerbated by the lack of supplies, forcing me to rely on derricks, which were all booby-trapped, requiring me to bring dozers out, protect those dozers, and this meant weakening the defense of my actual base. This mission demands early aggression. There is a radio station in the north that begins the mission without any defenses besides a Stinger site, which starts under construction, but will lead to much more later on. I take my Crusader and Paladin tanks that I begin the match with, and immediately rush north, destroying the Stinger site just as it's around its completion, then push to the radio station. If you do not destroy this radio station, you will constantly face harassment from the north by terrorists, bomb trucks, and bomb cars, which were manned by the terrorists. In my practice runs, this made the mission completely unwinnable. Once I finish off with this early northern aggression, I quickly begin taking derricks, as many as possible, until the enemy inevitably begins applying pressure, destroying the Humvees that I have playing defense for my dozer, and then the dozer itself. From there, I'm constantly under overwhelming pressure, trying desperately to build up any kind of coherent defense as Patriots, fire bases, tanks, and anything else I may put up are whittled away by the constant aggression. At my worst, I get hit by a Scud storm, demolishing my power system and forcing me to drop an A-10 strike right at my front door to stay alive. I retaliate just after the following Scud storm with an A-10 strike, destroying the superweapon so that I can actually make progress in the mission. From then on, I begin to push out, fighting off the slowly dwindling enemy numbers with my Paladins, Crusaders, and Tomahawk missile launchers. The enemy in this level doesn't rebuild structures, so I'm able to slowly demolish its vehicle production by dropping A-10 strikes on their arms dealers. This eventually breaks the back of the AI, and I break into the base, destroying the remnants with my Tomahawks, Paladins, Ranger drops, and A-10s, finally concluding what was by far the hardest mission in the US campaign.
Standing by.
Tomahawk system
Polished and ready.
Sir, these terrorists are chewing us up.
Doing
Send
what's right.
support.
Unit lost.
Somewhere in this besieged city, the man known as Dr. Thrax orchestrates his last stand against America. The recent capture of a GLA oil field has cut off the pipeline funding Dr. Thrax and his weapons research. Now, with his enemies closing in, the chemical-wielding warlord threatens to unleash missiles loaded with gamma toxin, among the most deadly nerve agents ever developed. Hoping to avoid an incident even more catastrophic than the Baikonur disaster, the American response is its signature shock and awe campaign. Eliminating Dr. Thrax would surely decimate the GLA's offensive capabilities. Further transmissions may be difficult. This is James Seabury reporting from the field.
This brings us to the final mission, Mission 5. This is another single objective mission. I am required to capture, not destroy, 4 toxin missile silos to bring an end to Dr. Thrax's reign of terror. I begin Mission 5 by immediately sending a Humvee to the east, where a sympathetic GLA base is handed to me due to their disgust at Dr. Thrax's use of chemical warfare. I take advantage of this immediately, building GLA stinger sites and tunnel networks to help defend without the power needs of the Patriot defenses. I also quickly get airfields built, as I use bunker buster stealth fighters to clear out garrisoned buildings in the space between my base and Dr. Thrax's, and I will also need at least 6 Aurora bombers by the time Dr. Thrax builds his Scud Storm in order to destroy it before I get a repeat of Mission 4's brutal destruction of my defenses, since in this final mission the full USA tech tree is made available to the player. With 20 seconds to spare, my Auroras destroy the Scud Storm, and I begin to build up, pushing northwest to seize the nearby supply dump, as well as to spread my buildings out so that Dr. Thrax's harassing tunnel breaches and ambushes don't destroy everything in their vicinity. Combining my American Paladins and aerial dominance with GLA rocket buggies and Scud Storms, I begin to tear Dr. Thrax's bases apart, a process which I must speed up upon his discovery of my presence and the activation of a 30-minute timer before he will launch his toxin missiles at American cities. I gradually and unstoppably mulch his defenses, buildings, and troops, capturing the 2 silos in the main base, and then sending a group of quad cannons and paladins to get the door open to capture the 2 in the northeastern base. This brings Mission 5 and the USA campaign to a conclusion.
Scud Storm ready. Scud Storm launched.
We will not be oppressed.
Great work, General. We now have control of all 4 toxin missile silos. The operation is a success. Now that Dr. Thrax is defeated, we can finally bring our boys home. Good work, General.
Dr. Thrax and his arsenal of toxic missiles have been destroyed. The cause he served, the Global Liberation Army, has once more been run to ground. Weapons of mass destruction, like those launched from Baikonur, no longer threaten the free world. By land, sea, and air, American troops head home, battle-weary but proud. And as the smoke clears, perhaps we are a step closer to...
This video was extremely fun to make, as I've always had a desire to make content for YouTube, dabbling in edits, goofing around with editing software to make montages of my friends and I gaming together, and now this. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you can see the rest of this journey, as there's a lot more to do to 100% this game that I enjoy so much. And thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching this video.